Hi, welcome to this video on my robotic arm and pneumatic hand. There are a few topics I want to address. One focus is rather easy to change this axis. I want to replace it by a shorter one. Should not be such a problem. Then last time I tried to install two sensors to enable this gear for stopping by use of the sensors. Unfortunately, the place I had in mind doesn't work out. It just doesn't fit, so I have to think of something else. And the other focus is on the hand itself. Last time I moved the sensors, and let me get a better look at it. I moved the sensors from the outside to the inside, but that gives here a problem, because now this connection interferes with the tip of the finger, which I obviously can remove, but that is not the intention. So I have to figure something out, either replacing or do something else. Anyway, that is the focus for this video, and I think I will start easy by replacing this axis, and in the process remove this now obsolete gear. So let's do that. Replacing the axis was quite simple, just sliding through. So with that fixed, I can shift the focus to the lower gear. And that needs some lighting. And with this lighting you can see that the space is rather small. I can put one sensor in it, but I want two, so that needs some puzzling. And the question is also, how do I fix it? Because last time I tried to put a part like this in it, but then it turns out that this top level and this level are not quite at the same height, and that disables the point of touching here. But I will focus on that first, and then the other sensor later on. And with a very little difference it can get pretty hard. But I think I have an idea. And I have found a solution. I am using this block, and I have to put it like this in the way that it slides in this direction, and for the sensor I decided to put the connectors the other way, on the other side. So I put it in here. It's a bit cumbersome to put it. And then slide it up. And this way it's a narrow fit, but it works. And in this position it really presses the sensor, or at least that is the idea. So what I can do now is testing if this is actually working, and I have to keep in mind that this sensor is actually connected to input 2. Let me show you. This one is, as said, actually connected to this one, which is your I2, so it's the digital 2 on the slave. And I'm going to test it using the Diagnostics interface. So let's do that. Using the Diagnostics interface, opening the actual robo interface, then I have to select slave, and I am expecting an input which is not there. And now I'm pressing by hand, so I know it is functioning. The question is, why doesn't the bar or the axis help? Now it does. So using the motor, no, the other way. Now it's leaving, because now I am using Diagnostic interface to actually control the gears, and there it goes. So now I have actually a sensor that should stop the motor from running when it touches this. It's not programmed, but at least it's in place. What I need now is the sensor for the other direction. So let's see how that can be fixed. For the second sensor, it is for now most logical to put it somewhere here, because in this line the axis goes, And in order to prevent this wire from getting into the gear, I should put these connectors on the opposite side. And then I could try to fix it just like this. It may be just that easy, which it is not, because now a simple measurement puts it too low. So this is too simple thought. So the question is, how will I put this? And measuring this is just about the same, so that is not working either. So simple solutions don't always work. Although I might try something like this. On the other hand, then it will only get to here and not to here. So I will have to find some other solution to make it sure that it doesn't bother this axis and that it keeps in this way. And then there turns out to be a simple solution anyway, because I just turn this around, and like this sliding piece, there is another one on the opposite side. So I just slide it in here. And this way, I have to take care of the wires though, and I'll better put this wire up there. And this way, this axis will nicely go here. And let's test this one as well using the Diagnostics interface. So with the second sensor in place, it clearly is pressed now with the axis on the upper side. So let's carefully move and there we go. This is the sensor I just put in place. So going the other way, and there you go. And I do it very slowly now, because I don't want to ruin the mechanics. But now I can use programming, of course in Python, to have this going one way or another. And that is exactly what the intention is. And I will show you on cam, of course, how this works, but this shows that the construction works nicely. So to show you how this works with the gear, let me show you again. And this way it is nicely controllable, as it should be. So with this it works yeah, not as nicely as I tried in the beginning, because I can't put a bar here without problems. Because then the bar would hit here and I can't pass this barrier, so it will have to be like this for now. The next thing is I think the sensor on the hand. So let's continue with that. The problem with the hand, or more accurately thumb and index finger, is not really a problem, but it is a mechanical issue, because when I do it like this it gets stuck. However, whenever I lift it, there's no problem. So let me run the whole test again. Oh, that's an interesting one. I didn't expect that to happen. But it's nice anyway. Why is this happening? Let me. Now it's happening. This was a response that I didn't expect. But it shows that it works, and now the compressor is working, getting enough power. So let me test the whole thing again, and this time reaching from within. That is little finger, ring finger, so to speak, middle finger, index finger, and let me put the camera a little bit up, and the thumb. And when I lift the thumb a little bit up, there's no problem at all. So this is not a technical problem, but a gravity issue, and I am not really sure how to solve this one. So let me remove the top of the finger. And there it works nicely, but I would love to have this in place. So for now the issue turns out to be a non-issue, for which I'm glad. And that means actually that all there is left is to program the whole thing as I intended. Also with the lower gear. So with everything working the way it is now. Sensors in place there. Axis replaced to a shorter one. And this being a gravity issue. Construction for now is, I think it is done. And yes, I did stop the compression. And I will come up with nice ideas, but the thing is now to incorporate the sensor into a nice program to run. So that is up for next time. Thank you for watching, and to be continued for more interesting stuff on this robotic arm and pneumatic hand.